According to the model, which of the following is the best estimate if the vehicle was traveling 55 miles an hour? So halfway between 40 and 60 would be 50. Halfway between that, here is 55. If you follow that up and you follow it over, it's just above 200, so 210. The graph shows the average heart rate for 15 people before, during, and after exercise. How many minutes did it take after the exercise period ended for the average heart rate to first return to the average heart rate before the exercise period began? They tell us that it ended at 15 minutes. That's this one right here. So how long until we return to normal? That's about 9 minutes. Relative yield of corn expressed as a percent and soil pH were recorded for 5 samples. And for the 5 samples, the relative yield of corn reached a maximum when the soil had 6.8. So soil of 6.8 looks like this. The only one that is a maximum is C. Our starting value here is 385K. So we're looking for the ones with positive 385K. And our distance is increasing over time. So I'm going to look for the positive one there, and the answer is D. Between which 2 days was the growth rate in millions of cells per milliliter of water per day of the algae the greatest? So there's some big growth happening here in particular. I think between 5 and 6 is the steepest slope. Between which 2 consecutive months did the average price decrease the most? So these two right here has the steepest decline. So that is from June to July. What is the life expectancy in years of the animal that has the longest gestation period? So if you look at gestation period, the longest one is over here at 60. And if you follow that back, you can find the life expectancy at 3, halfway between 2 and 4. So this is a step interval. There's a 30-minute range where it costs $1, which all the graphs have the same. And you'll notice that we stop increasing by 1 because right here it increases by 5. And those are at 1 hour intervals instead of 30-minute intervals. So I'm looking for the 1 hour intervals, and I see them like this. And these have the greater jump because we're going plus 5 instead of plus 1. Over which of the following time periods is the average growth rate the least? 0 to 21, 21 to 42, 42 to 63, or 63 to 84. So we're looking for the smallest slope, and it's that last one, 63 to 84. According to the graph, which of the following statements is not true concerning Teresa's run? So did Teresa run at a constant speed for 5 minutes at some point? Yes, right here. Was the speed increasing for a longer period of time than it was decreasing? Let's see, increasing for 5, increasing for 5, decreasing for 10, and decreasing for 5. So it was actually decreasing longer. Yeah, that one's not true. Which of the following colonies showed a decrease in size every 2 weeks? So this third bar goes up, colony C is out. But the other two go down every single time. So it's both colony A and B, 1 and 2 only. We're looking at this equation where A is positive, so our starting value is positive, and B is negative. So taking something to a negative power, like 2 to the negative 5th, is the same thing as 1 over 2 to the 5th. And as that fraction gets bigger, we're going to start decreasing. So we're going to see an exponential decline, where it declines faster at first and then it slows down. That's why the answer is B.